You good?
I'm bored and hungry.
Level start.
Hello, travelers. We are back on the road again. I am bored and also realizing we've never introduced ourselves. I'm so sorry. But yeah, we're here to kind of introduce you to the channel, Life in Co-op, introduce you to us. That way when we're along in this long drive, you don't feel like you've been kidnapped and thrown in the back seat, but you're just here along for the ride.
Yeah. In this video, we're going to be introducing who we are and also what this channel is and why we made it, and kind of our ideas and plans for the channel as a whole, just our goals going forward, all of that stuff. So, first off, we'll introduce ourselves. My name is Justin.
And I am Mackenzie, the driver.
And we're a couple, if it's not obvious. Yeah, I'll cut that out. But I was trying to think of what we should. We both grew up in Alabama. I was born in Montgomery and then moved somewhere around Birmingham. And that was the place that she had lived her whole life. I grew up going to public school at the schools in my city, like anyone else does.
Yep, I lived in the same city in Alabama near Birmingham my whole life. I just lived in 3 different neighborhoods. So I have not moved around much until we moved to Florida at all. So also being in the same city, I went to public school from, I guess preschool counts, preschool to 4th grade. And then starting my 5th grade year, I was homeschooled by my mom up until I reached high school, because high school gets really difficult with state requirements and credits. Very interesting to be homeschooled to actually know what is or is not required in certain states, because you can take a lot more fun classes. I don't like that. You can take how do you say that? A lot more fun is not proper
You can
English.
just say you can take
Way more fun.
Yeah.
Is a lot more fun? A lot more?
Yeah, I think it works. It does sound a little weird, but I think it is.
Sorry, my homeschool brain is coming out. You take. I know funner's not a word. I'm not going there.
More fun is correct. You get to experience more fun classes in high school.
My classes were cooler in high school than yours was. All right, I can guarantee that by 100%. But yeah, I was homeschooled.
I think that there are some things that you would have missed out on, which we're gonna make a video on this at some point.
Homeschooled all the way. But yeah, I was homeschooled until I graduated. Graduated early because I was homeschooled. I also didn't work Fridays because I was homeschooled. But yeah, and then that's it.
Well, I guess you went a little bit more in depth than me about the schooling, so I'll give a brief background of what I was.
Everyone knows what public school's like.
Yeah, but what I was specifically like in school. Not everyone is on the same page there. So, growing up from kindergarten to, I would say, middle school, 6th grade, maybe even all the way up to my first year of high school, 9th grade, I was like decently popular. I wasn't like the top of the top popular kid, but I was like a kind of class clown that was also like a goody two-shoes. So I never pushed too hard. I never like did anything too crazy. Just would throw a joke out here or there. And then high school hit, and halfway through 9th grade, I started to realize that my class clown comedic nature was not resonating with people as well anymore. And I basically, I fell off hard. I was not popular anymore. And the rest of my high school experience was me being not cool enough to be popular and not nerdy enough to be a nerd and have nerdy friends. So I was like straight in the middle, and that made me like a complete loner that had almost no friends. I did have a friend group, but we were a little shaky for years. So I had a kind of weird up and down with school, to where I was kind of popular, and then I was just a complete loner with no friends for high school. So I think that reflects a lot though on my life experience, and like maybe in the future I'll get more into that. But
homeschool.
Yeah. And then I never worked during my schooling years anywhere. I know that you worked during yours.
I worked a lot.
Yeah, and then we both went to college, different colleges, and that's a whole story in and of itself. But while I was at college, I did get a job for the first time at a movie theater. That's where I met Mackenzie. We both worked at that movie theater. Since then I graduated college, and that's kind of where we're at now, somewhat. So
yeah, that's basically it. I worked a lot longer before I got to that movie theater.
Yeah.
I've pretty much been working since the time it was legal to work, which is 14 in the state of Alabama. Went back to school while working, met you. Eventually I also graduated with a theater degree. It's so useful. It's very easy to get though, so that was nice.
Yeah, and I graduated with a degree in computer science.
Equally as useful.
It was not easy to get, but just as useful apparently. No job luck for me, so. But yeah, I think that's enough about kind of like our backgrounds, and then we can kind of go into like our hobbies and like what kind of makes us tick, what we're passionate about. So for me, I have found over the years that I'm passionate about things that are both creative, but usually also kind of intertwined with like technology in some way or another. So all of my passions and hobbies are things that are like music production or video editing or Photoshop or things like that. Those are the things that I love doing. And then in my free time, I play video games a lot. So those are kind of my passions and hobbies, and I think that reflects back on part of the reason that we are doing YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, I already mentioned I have a theater degree. So obviously deep into the creative fields. I have been in theater since I was 11 or 13. One of the main factors of us being homeschooled was me and my sister were both interested in theater. So theater has a lot of late nights. So it's just easier to homeschool and do education on our own time and our own terms, as opposed to whatever time you guys wake up. I don't know, because I never did it.
For school?
Yeah, for school.
It was, usually school started it got later actually, like halfway through my high schooling, but usually...
Wait, no, don't tell me, I'll guess it later.
Oh yeah, that'll be in a video. We're gonna do trivia about things for school, public school, so...
Blur all that out. But yeah, no, I'm a theater major. I've done acting, singing, dancing, directing, stage managing, light direction, light design, set design, prop design, costume design, character work, but my main focus and passion is stage combat and stunt performing. So I have certifications and I get training at various workshops around the country in order to hone in my skills of being a stage combatant or stunt performer. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely other fields of creativity that I enjoy. I also play games. I'm not good at games, but I have fun playing them.
As do I. But I'm also, I found late in my life a competitive spirit in video games, whereas I usually have never had one with like sports or anything. I played a couple of sports when I was younger in school, but
I have no competitive drive in me at all.
I do, when I enjoy things, I have a competitive drive, I found. So, but I think that kind of is a really good segue into why we're doing the channel, because like a lot of people our age that are interested in creative things, we have not found any success in those fields
Stable
on our own terms.
Success.
Yeah, I guess that's the right word. A job. We do not have a job doing the things that we enjoy.
Yeah.
That was one drive to make a channel, was it felt like an opportunity to be able to both learn and grow, but also just like maybe have some kind of portfolio or something to show that, you know, so that you can show your experience. That's one of the hard things about a lot of creative things, is even if you have a ton of experience and knowledge and you know that you're good at what you do, no one will take your word for it or whatever until they see solid proof. And even then, sometimes that's not enough. But at least it's a start. That's kind of what we thought. And
yeah, we want it to be something it's a passion project. As it parallels to theater very well. So in theater, you go to an audition to get cast in whatever role they determine. No matter if you want a role or not, you're going to get whatever role is cast to you. Doing things and making your own content allows you to do the things that you want to do without having the luck associated with it. So that's a huge part of it. It's it's like a hobby. People don't go put together a puzzle because like they get money off of this. I just want to put together a puzzle.
Yeah.
And on a different side of it, for me personally, I'm really big into videos and pictures as memories. So we just moved to Florida, and this is kind of around the same time that we're starting this channel. So it's always going to be something for us to look back on when we are 50 or 60, whether it crashes and burns or takes off or just is cringe. It's going to be something fun to look back on as these little sections in our lives. It's going to become a giant scrapbook of all the video games we've played and all the weird activities we decide to do, trying to entertain ourselves on these long car rides. This is not just for some fun aesthetic. We just have got to kill time.
Yeah, well, that's a good way to get into kind of the plans, for the actual concrete plans for the channel. We're starting off just recording these car videos. We haven't settled on like an exact name. I think we've thrown around a few that have to do with,
by the time this
the
comes
car
out,
travel.
you'll know what it's
Yeah, you'll
called.
know what it is. But because these are a good starting place to kind of get down how we want to edit and post videos. But they're also just an easy time slot for us to fill, to kill time and to make content out of us just driving between
Yeah, 'cause that's not a gimmick. I get
where we
bored.
grew up and where we live. So yeah, she does get bored.
I get so bored.
And so our plans are more than just that. In fact, that's kind of like maybe the lowest tier of content we're going to make is these car videos. They're very casual, you know, and that's kind of the intention. They're not meant to be like our highest bar of quality or anything.
We will be bringing you traditional gaming videos.
We'll do some gaming videos with friends. Not really anything competitive, more of just like fun social game experiences.
Obviously nothing but co-op games.
Exactly. It's the name. That's where it originates.
But also real life activities and games is fun as well, because that's the whole point is...
Yeah, it's our life, but in co-op.
Yeah.
That's the name.
Make a sound effect right there.
I'm sure there's already one. But
Handcraft a sound effect.
Yeah, you'll see videos of us doing different kind of challenges, cooking challenges, trying things.
Don't give too much away.
Yeah, you'll see a wide variety of things that are us.
Or you won't. You don't have to watch them.
Yeah, and they will most likely be higher quality than the car videos.
Don't promise them that.
But yeah, that's a little bit about who we are and what our plans are for the channel and why we're doing it. So I hope that everyone sticks around to see us grow and figure things out and have fun. So,
Yeah, or if you don't, no hard feelings. There's lots of other good
I have
content on
many
YouTube.
hard feelings,
I have no hard feelings.
so keep that in mind when you're thinking of leaving. My feelings will be rock hard.
I will be like jello.
It's a very kind Very nice ending.
Farewell,